What happens when Tim Robinson, the king of awkward sketch comedy, is dropped into an A24 family drama? You get Friendship, a movie that'll make you laugh, cringe, and question your own social skills. Before we dig into this tragic comic gem, smash that like button and subscribe to keep the algorithm gods fed. Just like it as if I was reviewing a Marvel.
There's a new Marvel out that's supposed to be nuts. We should go see that.
In Friendship, an awkward office worker, played by Tim Robinson, tries to befriend his charming new neighbor, played by Paul Rudd. But the attempt quickly spirals into obsession, awkwardness, and emotional unraveling. What starts as a dark comedy slowly morphs into a low-key psychological drama about connection, loneliness, and the weird ways we seek meaning. It's like dropping a Robinson sketch character into an A24 meltdown. It's strange, sad, and hilarious in the best ways. I, along with many others, became a fan of Robinson through Netflix's I Think You Should Leave. I watched the show without even knowing anything about this guy. And as a fan of absurdist humor, I grew up preferring to watch Conan over other late night hosts. I watched Mr. Show with Bob and David, just like the most absurd underground humor I was a fan of. So of course, it speaks to me. And I think this sort of awkwardness and absurdity in comedy has really spoken to people today, especially because comedies are not as popular as they once were. You hardly ever see a comedy in a theater anymore. You just basically see them on streaming services. And this seems to be a trend now with this sort of absurdity, the awkwardness with Tim Robinson and Nathan Fielder, who bring this comedy that leans into the aspects and the awkwardness and the anxiety of everyday life. And maybe, and this might be controversial, a touch of neurodiversity. And I don't think that's a bad thing. There's definitely much more awareness in the world today, and just seeing kind of comedy kind of branch off into this, it makes some sense because it's a reflection of our reality, really. So how does Tim Robinson translate into a feature-length film? He is definitely one of those people whose mere presence will make you laugh. The film opens with Kate Mara, who plays his wife in a cancer or post-cancer support group. There's a close-up on her, and as it pulls back, you basically see Tim Robinson awkwardly sitting next to her. I don't think I've ever known anyone whose mere presence makes someone laugh other than Mr. Bean or something. And that's just before he even speaks. These are the reactions he gets before he has any interaction with anyone else. But I wasn't expecting the tone of this movie. It is very much a drama. It is like you took a Tim Robinson character and dropped him into an A24 family drama, and how that character interacts with the people and how he just reacts to what these people do. And that's the comedy of it. So maybe compared to the trailers I saw, I was expecting this to be an extended I Think You Should Leave sketch, but it is not. It does have similar humor, but it's not an extended sketch. And what makes it so funny are just like the small moments. Like when at the beginning of the movie, he fills this coffee cup to the brim and is like carefully walking to his meeting with the coffee just like all the way up, and he's just spilling a little bit. It's just things like that just are so awkward, and it's things I've done before on accident. So it's just, maybe I should be questioning my own social skills. And Paul Rudd plays his neighbor, who's like the straight man in this, and it's almost like an extended cameo for Paul Rudd. This is definitely Tim Robinson's movie, and through his lens as possibly a narcissist with a personality disorder. Cringe humor is not for everyone, and this is definitely cringe humor. You see this guy just making terrible decisions. You definitely experience a lot of different emotions. And Connor O'Malley has a great cameo in this too. He takes over the movie for about 3 minutes. So it's always great to see him. Obviously riffing, and I'm not a big riffing fan, but this guy can riff. So obviously this is a high recommendation for me. For the bad, I would say probably a lot of people won't jive with this style of humor, especially if you're not familiar with Tim Robinson, I would love to just show this movie to somebody who's just not familiar with his type of comedy. I definitely want to do that sometime. And there is like a deep sadness to this. I felt really bad for him a lot of the times. And that comes across with some of his sketches on the show, especially like the haunted house episode where he kept making these sex jokes. And it's just a guy trying to make friends. I think this really does touch upon like some of the cultural things that we go through, like the acceptance and the awareness of neurodiversity, as well as male loneliness. This guy just wants a friend. Like, he didn't realize he wanted a friend until he made one, and then he made it awkward, and then he lost a friend. It's just like a very profound sadness to that. But like with anything in life, when shit hits the fan, you try to find a humor in life as well. There's this a part where he invites 4 coworkers to his garage to make new friends, and I'm like, that's so unrealistic because they all 4 actually show up that night. I gotta like schedule weeks ahead to make sure everyone is available to come over, play a board game or whatever, but then sometimes something comes up as well. But yeah, having your 4 coworkers show up at your garage that night, man, that doesn't happen. And I feel like the movie was stuck in third gear. It didn't really take off like I thought it would. You don't get quite the full emotional crescendo. It's more like it cruises instead of escalates. But my overall rating for Friendship is 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this. It's awkward, it's emotional, and it's quietly devastating. If you're in the mood for a character studied, filtered through weirdness, this is definitely for you. And I experienced a lot of emotions watching this. Laughter, sadness, embarrassment. It's not just a sketch comedy just blown up. It's a sad comedy for weirdos, and I love it. But did you see Friendship? Let me know what you thought down in the comments below. Have you ever tried way too hard to make friends at work? Let me know in the comments. And if you dig offbeat films like this one, check out the playlist linked below for more indie, awkward, and unsettling gems. I'm personally looking forward to Tim Robinson's The Chair Company on HBO that should be coming out this year. Also, appease the algorithm, guys, by giving this video a like. Maybe subscribe if you like these type of reviews. And I'll see you later. Bye.